everybody, welcome back to Cat Talk, the podcast where I talk about filmmaking as a whole. So, just for some background, I am a filmmaker. More specifically, I'm a writer. I've been doing it since freshman year of high school. I had a TV production program in my school. I was very lucky. I was in like a nationally recognized one in South Florida. And I loved it. I loved my time there. Obviously, there's ups and downs, but for me, there were just so many more ups than downs. Like, I had a really great time, and it honestly sculpted me into the career path that I want to take now, and I'm so grateful. So, with that being said, I'd say that I, am an avid part of the film community. Honestly, real talk, only recently have I started watching movies. I know you see my posters there, but it's a very recent thing. So last year, 2024, I made a resolution to watch at least 52 movies by the end of the year, and I did it. Yay! Obviously, I take New Year's resolutions super seriously, and it really just got me thinking. Wow, it is a lot more important than you might think to watch movies and to see the differences in how different directors do things. Super cool. But to get into the point of the podcast, I just want to talk about my experience as a student filmmaker. Obviously, I still have 2 years to go for college, but at least as just the time that I've gone now, that is what this first episode's going to be about. So to start, in high school, honestly, in high school, I've always known that I wanted to be a writer since I was a kid, but I always assumed it'd be books. It'd be stories, child stories, something like that, children's books. But in high school, my sister was president of the TV production club, and when she was leaving, I was entering high school. So she was like, "You've got to join this program. It's great. I really recommend it." And I was like, "You know what? Sure, fine." And it had writing involved in it, so I really wasn't upset, and it wasn't like there was a creative writing class. It wasn't like I was sacrificing it for anything, I was very new to high school. I'm not the school type. I'm really bad at school. So I was like, you know what, sure, if she says it, it's probably right, because little sister type of energy. So I joined it. Freshman year, I didn't take it super seriously, which I feel like no one did, really, to be honest. But sophomore year is really where I got... Well, no, I lied. Sophomore year was COVID. Junior year was where I got super into it, which, unfortunately, like I said, COVID kind of ruined that for me. I probably could have gotten way into it earlier, but I'm still grateful for my junior and senior year. Changed my life, changed the trajectory of my life, and it was such a great time. So, of course, not everyone has, film in their high school. I think that was just a very special thing that a couple of the South Florida schools had. But if you did, it is it's super interesting, because looking back on it, I see a lot of the flaws and I see a lot of the differences in the way that people are thinking about it, but it's really not as bad as people make it seem. So for my junior and senior year, I was able to go to a ton of competitions. So all around, nationwide, there's just a ton of film competitions that you can go in, you can join, and your school can register or whatever. So we were able to go to those. Again, super grateful. This is probably a very niche experience, unless you literally go to a school with a TV production that is actually cared about and active and just super into it. But again, I mean, this is episode 1 is just about my experience. Later on, we're going to be talking about my thoughts on the film community as a whole. Going to be talking about how I've kind of gone through college doing all that. It's a whole thing. So stay tuned for sure. Definitely stay tuned. I do updates on my Instagram, and I'm just keeping up on YouTube Shorts and things like that. There is a Linktree link down below. Definitely click that if you want to stay updated. Just all film talk. Cat talk is film talk. So I hope you stay tuned. But definitely going to these competitions were a huge eye opener. Some of it good, some of it bad. I feel like it's given me this new type of mindset where art shouldn't be a competition. But I definitely realize, again, this is just me looking back. I realize now, like, art shouldn't be a competition, but at the same time, that's how the real world is. So going to these competitions definitely, like, opened up how the real world is actually going to be, and, you know, the type of things that you need to pay attention to while filming and while doing things to prepare you for the Oscars. You know what I mean? I feel like that's like a weird jump, but in my head, that's how it makes sense. So in these competitions, usually you'd have an allotted amount of time to write, create, and edit this short film or this broadcast, whatever category you were put into. And it gets difficult. Honestly, it gets really difficult. It gets super stressful. I do have some films of mine that I created in like a couple of hours, like films I've written, films I've directed. There's a ton of different ones. And they're stressful. They do get really stressful. But again, I definitely think that like, in the moment I was like, oh, this is insane. How can they do this? Like 6 hours to write and edit, like that's insane. But it has, like, it's almost like it's built me into this weird habit where when I'm filming, I'm very, you know, stuck on the time. I'm very, like, I'm good at pacing myself, I guess, because you're so used to being, like, rushed. So, like, in the times where you're not rushed, it's like you're still trying to rush, but at the same time I feel like I've acquired the, like, wait, I have time mindset, which is very difficult to, it took me years. It took me years to understand that not everything is like a rush and not everything needs to be, like, super quickly done, you know? Especially for, like, quality, because, like, in my, I work in, like, multimedia right now, and they value quality over quantity, to be honest, like, at least where I work. So it's just definitely taught me that. And when you are, like, with a group of people for, like, a day straight, you are all just so focused, and it has really just allowed me to, like, when I'm doing a project, I'm, like, only doing that project, you know what I'm saying? So that was just, like, the competition portion of, like, the film experience, I guess, that I had in high school. But after that, like, the before and after competitions, you know, like, kind of just setting up. So our teacher was a little weird. He was very, like, okay, figure it out, good luck. So everyone was kind of just always working with each other. Like, we'd help each other in Premiere, we'd help each other with camera stuff, like, always very technical. But one problem that I did feel was pretty prevalent is, like, we were taught a specific way to do things, you know, like, especially storytelling. I call myself very experimental. I think I'm not, like, I'm not bad at narrative, you know, I'm not gonna give myself that, you know, but, like, I enjoy experimental more. I feel like I'm able to express myself more in, like, the weirdish kind of films and stuff. But at least for me, I feel like we were always taught to just follow this specific structure, and if you didn't, then, like, it's wrong, you know? And I don't think there's, like, rights and wrongs in art, especially when art is literally just an expression of yourself. Like, how can you express yourself wrong, you know? Unless you're, like, not expressing yourself, but that's, like, not what I'm meaning, you know what I mean? So looking back on it, I was like, yeah, I mean, I wish I wasn't so, like, closed-minded, but at the same time, I feel like when you're being forced to be closed-minded, it's like, what can you do? And also, I mean, this specifically is more on my part. I feel like I did not learn technical at all. I definitely learned, like, how to truly use a camera at my job now, which, again, I could have just gone on YouTube when I got home. A lot of my friends did that. They just went on YouTube when they got home, played with the camera, and figured it out. I did not do that. I'm a very hands-on person. Like, I learn better when someone is right next to me being like, okay, and then this does this, and then that does that, and then that does that. I cannot learn through YouTube, so a lot of my film life, I did not watch it. Like, I watch YouTube for entertainment. For me to learn something off of YouTube, it's got to be, like, pop culture. Like, it's not going to be, like, how to use a camera, unfortunately. So that was just where I went wrong, but that was just a me thing. But at the same time, I feel like that is a curriculum that probably should be taught in your film class, you know what I mean? So that's a whole can of worms, but again, that was just, like, our personal school. I'm pretty sure a lot of the other schools actually taught you how to use a camera, we just had like an equipment room like that you could like go into and then check it out and then you just run away with it. Who cares? So that was just high school. I mean, like, I was so grateful to have made the friends that I did. Like, from that program, like, a few of my best friends I still actively talk to. We literally just hung out recently. And I have so much love for them because they have taught me so much. Obviously, like, that's another thing. Like, we just all teach each other. And I feel like that's just a big thing in the art community in general. Like, not even just film, just, like, any expression of art, you know, drawing, writing, filmmaking. Like, you can always learn from someone else, and a lot of what I've learned from my friends is things about my morals, things about what I value, and that's just such an important part of community, and I'm so grateful to have been able to receive that through the program that I went through. So very lucky. However, and we're gonna get a little bit of a, my dog's barking, a little bit of a, you know that TV sound? College. I know I talked about my job a little bit, I covered on it a little bit, and I just do like multimedia, like videos and photos. Just imagine me like going around campus taking videos and photos. That's my job. My college specifically does not have a film program. It's like a research school. Like, right now I'm just a communications major, and it's not what I want to do. I am not the news type. I am not the broadcast type. I am very, like, left-brained, you know? Like, I am not, like, I'm not here to tell you, like, in today's weather, never. I could, and I'm good at it because I did that all of high school, but it's not what makes me happy. But unfortunately, that is what I've been succumbed to for the past 2 years because the school I go to is just, it's just comms. Like, you can do communications, cool, but in terms of the arts, I mean, the arts is in, like, shelters, you know? It's not built at all. So it's been a little rough, honestly, and you get into a lot of writer's block. I mean, at least I do. I get into a lot of writer's block because I am, and I don't know if I use this term correctly, but I'm a product of my environment. Like, if I'm in the same room with, like, 6 other writers, oh my Lanta, I could write for hours. I could talk about writing for hours. I could talk about stories for hours. I could do that for so long. But when I'm in, like, a newsroom, or when I'm just, like, sitting in a classroom for all my classes, or I'm forced to do math, I'm not happy. I'm really not. And that's definitely been something I've been struggling with recently, where I feel like I haven't expressed myself creatively in so long. One of my friends also lives here, and they go to a community college that has film, and he invited me to help him out on this film that he was doing. Happiest day I've had in months. I didn't tell him, but that night I was like, oh, I need to be doing this. This is what I was born to do. Like, I was born to be in this setting of just people shouting ideas and, like, having a director be like, okay, this is the vision I want. How can we create it? Oh my, like, how much I crave that. And after that night, we got home at like 3 a.m. Driving home, and I was like, man, I miss that so badly. I miss it so badly. And that has honestly been, for me, my first 2 years of college have just been me in this, like, huge art block. Because, I mean, I'm doing multimedia, yes, but when you're just doing, like, social media and, like, videos for, like, different departments, like educational departments, you're still not expressing yourself, like, as much as you would be if you're just in, like, a film production or if you're writing a script. It's just very different. It's just a very different category of, like, video and photo, like, of media. So that's where I've been the past couple months. It's been really difficult, and I write to, like I journal, like, regularly, and just not being able to write, like, other than my feelings, it's really rough. So high school, I had the time of my life. I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I need to do. This is how I get happy. Like, I get happy being in film. So then, unfortunately, I took this like huge turn because I was scared. I was scared to leave my house. Real talk. I was really nervous about moving away, and the whole thing scared me. So I was like, you know what? Let me stay local, and I'll figure myself out at some point. So luckily, I'm transferring. Yay! I am transferring. I am going to a college with a film program. I felt like that was what was right, you know, and I could have toughed it out for 2 more years, but at the same time, no, I couldn't. So I'm very happy with what I'm doing, and I move in a month, so we'll see what happens. So to kind of wrap up this podcast, just do what makes you happy, which I know everyone tells you that. And I'm not trying to give you this like super bland advice because I don't like when people give me it either. But to kind of go down this like tree of that general statement, do not wait for anyone. Do not wait for anyone to invite you to a film. Do not wait for anyone to ask you for help on something. That's a huge mistake I made the past 2 years. And I realize it now because my friend literally said that like 2 days ago. He was like, I need to stop waiting for people to like ask me for help. And I was like, oh my god, you're right. Don't wait for people. Write the script. You don't have to tell anyone that you're writing a script. You don't have to show anybody. You don't have to do anything. Just write the script. Just like film those couple of like cool shots that you have in your head. Just go outside and do it. You will feel so much better. And I'm not saying that that has to be your end all be all, but if you're in a position like mine where you feel like you're not in that environment, try to make yourself the environment. Make your body the environment. Which sounds, again, super cliche, but I've been thinking about this for like months, and I've been like, what's my problem? Why can't I get back into it? Why do I have to wait to be there? And that's the problem, that I'm waiting to be there rather than me making the motive to like go out and do stuff. So I just want to end on like a little advice kick. So if you have enjoyed this, definitely, comment any problems that you have below, any like experiences that you have had, or if you also had a similar program in high school, I'd love to hear about it. I know South Florida is very niche. It has its own like personality, I feel like, when it comes to South Florida film. But if you're from anywhere else, or if you are from South Florida, let me know your high school experience or your college experience. Would love to hear it. I'm Issa. I feel like I totally should have introduced myself in the beginning. This has been Cat Talk. Follow on Instagram, Cat Talk Podcast. And just make sure to keep up with the shorts and click that link tree if you want to see my Letterboxd, my Instagram again, and just a ton of other links that maybe you'll be super interested in. Goodbye, everyone.